What's up guys, today we're going to be doing some body work on the Nova, and I'm going to show you some tips, tricks, tools on how to get this paint off and down to the beautiful bare metal. So first I'm going to show you a tool. This right here is like the only thing that I've been using for this entire car. I've tried a lot of different things. I've tried angle grinders, I've tried all kinds of like drill attachments, all kinds of actual sanders, and by far this one was the best. This is a hook and loop, so Velcro. It takes a 7-inch pad on it. It's actually just a cheap Harbor Freight one, so I was like, I know I'm gonna be using the crap out of this. If I break it or something like that, it's easy to replace. And honestly, this thing's been doing great. So it takes a 7-inch stick-on pad where I'm just using 60 grit. Just like that. All right, I'm gonna show you guys why I like this sander so much. It's actually a buffer slash sander. Like I said, I got it at Harbor Freight. I'll list the link down in the description. But I love this thing. It covers a lot of surface area because it's a 7-inch pad right here. So I'm just gonna zip this thing around. This is pretty much just base coat here. But I'll show you why I love this. All right, so that was just a few short seconds and you're already getting through the metal in some certain spots. But it just makes really quick, easy work of getting through all those layers of paint because trust me, there is a ton. One of the most satisfying things is watching things happen in time lapse. So things that take usually a really long time, watching them in time lapse, I think is one of the most satisfying things, especially watching paint be stripped away. So check this out. I wanted to stop that just for a second to show you just how many layers we're trying to work through here. I mean, you can actually feel the difference between the bare metal, and it's like a significant difference between the thickness of paint on there. So you're busting through a lot of stuff, but it just takes some time. And so far, I don't see any Bondo, just primer, multiple layers of paint. So I'm gonna keep working. All right, we're working through a lot of the paint here. One thing to keep in mind is that when you push in the middle of the panel here, remember that it's going to be a lot softer than on the edge here, like near any kind of body line. So when you're sanding in the middle, you don't want to push down too much because, as you can see, it'd be very easy to warp that. Surprisingly in pretty good shape here. The only low spot that I've seen so far is right here. I don't know if the camera can... Yeah, you can kind of see that. Yeah, there you go. All right, I'm gonna blast through the rest of this hood here and then catch up with you guys then. All right guys, 2 hours of grinding on this thing and sanding on it. And finally, I've gotten it down to bare metal. The only spot that is a slight issue is right here. There's a little bit of a low spot. And then right here, there's a low spot. Nothing too crazy. It's much better than having to actually do patch panels and everything like that. Speaking of patch panels, I am thinking about fabbing in a 2-inch cowl hood right here. And I want to know your guys' opinion because I think that it'll look really good. I'll post a picture up right here of somebody else who's done it. Okay, now just to be completely honest, I do not like doing body work at all. I can only stand it for about 2 hours a day, and then I'm just completely burnt out. You're like covered in dust, breathing the stuff in, it's everywhere all over the floor. So what I suggest is taking a couple hours here and there, you know, just like get the hood down to bare metal, then come in another day, get the fender down to bare metal, then come in another day and get the other fender down to bare metal. And then work on, you know, if you need any filler, just put that on and just slowly work on each panel. That's my suggestion. If you're like me, and I would much rather work on an engine, hear things run, actually see things built up. So this to me, it's just not my favorite. But I will say, for the little bit of experience that I've had working on this Nova, that 7-inch buffer slash sander is actually amazing at removing this paint. It's got a really large surface area, so it cuts through the paint so fast. And again, I've tried paint strippers, I've tried like flat disc and using all kinds of different attachments on the angle grinders and using different attachments on my drill. And the only thing that I'll use now is that 7-inch hook and loop sanding disc, because it just makes easy work of all this stuff. So anyways, that's gonna be it for today's video. Again, that tool is down in the description, and look forward to a actual driving video of the F100, because that'll be next.